Well, it's certainly great to start the day off with you. And yes, we hope that we are infusing those feel-good vibes into your first sip of coffee. Especially if you're getting the kids back to school and getting them ready at this time of the morning. Of course, it's time to gear them up, gear their brains up for that learning process once more. And so this morning, we chat to creative parenting expert Nikki about how to do this quickly and effectively to get the children back into the zone. Get your head in the game.
Get in the zone, man.
Morning, Nikki. Happy New Year. It's great to see you.
Oh, thank you, Kat.
It feels like it's been too long. Actually, it's been too long. We absolutely love you, Nix, and I think a lot of parents out there are going to love you right now because they are battling with a little bit of rust, maybe some cobwebs there. It's amazing how much damage a holiday can do to routine. We need it. And you've always said that you need a break, you need to unplug, but now we need to get down to business. What do you mean by the zone, by getting into gear?
So getting that little brain, or those little brains, back into the learning zone. You know, they've been fast asleep. Not quite, but almost. There's been lack of routine. They've been able to do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. We've got out of doing the reading every day and the little bit of numeracy every day. You know, the brain is actually a muscle.
Yes.
And you guys work out, you know. If you don't use those muscles, they wither and die. So we've got to get their brains back into exercise. Yeah. So, you know, we've got to play brain games with our children.
Yeah.
And it actually does start, believe it or not, with good routine. So there's a regular wake-up time and a regular go-to-sleep time, which you lose often during the school holidays.
True.
So getting everybody back, putting the boundaries back into place. Regular meal times and back into eating stuff that's good for the brain. And in this heat that we're experiencing, a lot of water. Yeah. The brain is made up of 80% water. And that lethargy that children feel is often just that they're dehydrated.
Well, then when that headache kicks in, it's actually your brain dehydrating. But
Yeah.
everything you're saying, I hear my teenage brain going, oh, Mom! Oh, Mom!
Exactly. In fact, the first organ to dehydrate is the brain. And then on the way to school, one of the best ways to get your kids going is to play word games and what I call car games. So here's a little one. Kat, let's see.
Punch buggy.
Let's see.
No.
Okay, well, here's
punch
one.
buggy doesn't count.
So we used to have a lift club at one stage, and we had 2 girls, 2 boys in this lift club. And they used to have this race to spot things en route to school.
Okay.
And it was the game of, I see the sign first, I see the bridge first, I see the river first. And these kids were so hyper-competitive. But, you know, by the time we got to school, everyone was firing on all cylinders. Nobody was asleep at all. And then you can play games like, I want to rhyme in double quick time, and the word to rhyme is stop.
Drop.
Cop. Hopefully not on your way to school.
Okay, so we've got pop and stop and drop, and we keep going.
That was fun. I feel like we should get into a car now and start driving.
I like that because it's almost like giving your child an unfair advantage by the time they get into school. Like the synapses are firing, the brain is ready to go. I love that.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there's car cricket, where you're playing with oncoming traffic. I take absolutely no responsibility for what happens in the car here.
Okay, please explain how car cricket works.
Okay, so it's numeracy. You're playing with oncoming traffic with young children. You'll play with colours of cars with older children, with makes of cars. So, take, for example, with makes of cars. Each child gets a chance to be the batsman. Oncoming cars come past you. Your Mercedes-Benz, as a family, you may have decided, well, that's 6 runs. If a Merc comes past, the batsman gets 6. If a BMW comes past, you get a 4. And if a taxi comes past, you get a 1. Somebody's keeping score.
Or you're out.
No. When a truck comes past, you're out. Okay. And when you're out, the next kid comes in and bats. So by the time you get to school, you've got a few columns of numbers, and you've got to do a quick addition to see who scored the most runs on the way to school.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome. You know, it whiles away the time, gets rid of the...
You do realise Kat and I, after the show today, Kat and I are just going to be driving around for about 3 hours just playing games.
Guys, the poor taxi drivers, I feel like a taxi driver must should at least be... Just review the decision. Review the decision for later on. But that sounds like a lot of fun and a great way of getting the kids back in the zone, gearing them up for the new school year and getting them into that learning process. And we'll continue our chat with creative parenting expert Nikki a little bit later on, so certainly do not miss out on the fun.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, a very busy one at that on this Wednesday morning. We're joined by creative parenting expert Nikki, and the topic of the day is all about getting your children geared up and in the zone, ready to learn in the brand new school year, and all kinds of ways in which you can use the time that you have, perhaps maybe even time in the car driving to school, to get those synapses firing, get their brains tuned in to that frequency. And Nikki, okay, wow, I didn't expect this explosion of colour on the table. So what have you brought along, and how is all of this helping parents support their children?
So earlier in the show, Kat, we talked about things that you could play in the car on the way to school.
Yes.
But these are games that you can play at home to reinforce what kids are learning in the classroom.
Yes.
And to just engender a love of learning.
Excellent.
And so what we're talking about when we're saying get the brain in the zone is writing skills, numeracy skills, life skills, problem solving,
creativity,
critical thinking, fine motor coordination, things like that. So I'm just reaching forward here.
Yes.
We've got some really, excuse me, getting up, fantastic
Go ahead.
stuff here.
If you need help, just let me know.
Right,
Point
okay.
me in the direction.
So, jigsaw puzzles are fantastic. Now, that is a brain box jigsaw puzzle. So, it's not just building a puzzle,
yes,
but it's actually observation skills. So, Kat,
good.
just take a good look for a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to ask you some questions that appear on the back of this puzzle piece. And if you get one of them right, you can win the piece. Okay. Right, okay. So, did you have a good look?
Wait, no, okay.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm going
I
to
did.
hide the picture now. Okay, look for detail. Because this is about comprehension skills.
Okay, good. All right, I'm looking.
Okay, right. Are all the presents in square boxes?
Yes, they are.
Do all the presents have ribbons around them?
Yes, they do.
Correct. And how many presents have spotty paper?
Only one.
He's absolutely correct. So,
I am the winner.
Well done.
This
you win the
feels so
piece.
good. Why does it feel so good?
Okay, so we've got number puzzles. We've got colour puzzles. We've got opposites. Here's one, small.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, I got it. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Okay. Is the ant black or red?
It's red.
What colour is the closest flower?
Pink. It's a dash of pink and purple.
Yes, and the purple's further away. And how many flowers can you see?
3.
2.
Oh, there's 2. The other one is still growing because the worm is in there.
Oh, you even noticed the worm. Okay, can you see what we're doing? We're looking for visual observation skills, visual memory. This is all important when a child's doing reading, comprehension skills, and even working out the difference between an e and an a and an a and a p and a b. So that is a brain box jigsaw puzzle. Fantastic. Comes in 4 different varieties. And this is some real fun. It's called Perfection.
Oh, my word.
Okay, now Perfection is about fine motor coordination. And I'm going to give you a couple of these. Kat. Okay. You need to find the spot for these. Now, you would normally get 60 seconds, but we don't have a lot of time on this show.
Why do I feel like I'm going to get caught out
You've
here?
got to put them in the spaces before this base explodes and everything goes everywhere.
Okay. It started already. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Give you some help.
How many seconds do I get?
Well, I've only given you about 10 or
This one's
something.
fallen out. I've got another one here. I need a diamond-shaped thing. Here it is.
Here we go.
Ah.
Right. Okay. Now, I think my battery's running out. But
Okay.
they normally explode and they go everywhere. So the thing is to
That's a lot of
beat
fun.
the timer.
Yes.
Okay. So it's eye-hand coordination, fine motor control. The way you hold this is exactly the way you would hold a pen or pencil. That's your
Right.
tripod grip.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then
so
you...
can you see how a little bit of competition against time, against each other, can actually engage the brain and get it ready for learning? Balanced beans is a wonderful product for teaching kids about equations. What you do on the one side of the seesaw,
You do to the other.
you do to the other, and then it matches. So that's basic algebra, but we can do it in a fun way.
Algebra at 3 years old.
No, not 3 years old. That one's going to be
Joking.
6+ years old. And then this Go-Go Gelato, so that box over there closest to you, is all about problem solving and fine motor coordination.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
if we can just have one of these.
Okay, we're going to try one more and then we've got to
And then
go.
we're out of time.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so basically what we've got to do is we have to move these without using our hands.
Yes.
And we have to get them in the right order according to the pattern
Okay.
cards in that box. So sometimes it's about doing things like this. So this is problem solving. Isn't
Brilliant.
that awesome? Wonderful way to
That's
teach
brilliant.
kids academic skills in a fun way.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Nikki. That's gotten me all excited, and I'm sure that parents can connect with you. Is it at Bush Nikki on social media?
That's on Twitter
That's on
or
Twitter.
Nikki Bush Speaker on Facebook or NikkiBush.com.
You are fantastic. Thank you very much. Hopefully that's inspired you on this Wednesday morning.